Hey, it's the Empire. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon for more videos. We taking over. Let's go, champ. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go. Hey, it's the Empire. Geoboxing Empire. Back to boxing. Now, man, Eddie Hearn talks about finding Anthony Joshua's opponent next week, and he basically runs down a list, and he actually talks about how he wants an American fighter for Anthony Joshua's American debut. Now, I'm gonna talk about in the video why Luis Ortiz is actually I talked about why he's a good fit, but I'm gonna talk about why he's a bad fit now. Overthinking about it for a little bit. Luis Ortiz, why is he a bad choice for Anthony Joshua in his next fight? Well, one of the biggest reasons is why Anthony Joshua was getting his fight replaced in the first place is because Jalen Miller failed a drug test. He failed a drug test. He popped dirty. Now, Luis Ortiz not only has failed one drug test, but he failed two drug tests. And actually, he knocked out this guy named Latif Coyote. It was when Coyote was undefeated. Coyote was undefeated at the time, and he took a loss from Luis King Kong Ortiz, who knocked him out. And Luis Ortiz later failed a drug test in that fight. He knocked him out in like round one, right? So he was in performance-enhancing drugs, knocked out Latif Coyote, and then the fight was ran back. And after Luis Ortiz was tested, and it was considered a no contest because Luis Ortiz popped dirty, right? So that's one failed drug test, right? And that was in 2014 September. Then he fought, he was going to fight Deontay Wilder, and then he popped dirty again. So that's two times in his career he popped dirty in two high-profile fights. Latif Coyote at the time was a phenomenal fighter. He was actually, I was really checking him out as the next champion because he was getting trained by Freddie Roach. He had incredible stamina. He was going, he was throwing like 100 punches around, and he was a heavier fighter, and he had power. So at the time, Latif Coyote was a phenomenal fighter, high-profile fight for Luis Ortiz, and the Deontay Wilder is a high-profile fight for Luis Ortiz. Fact of the matter is, Luis Ortiz is not dependable because he can pop dirty again. We don't know this guy will pop dirty again. And these fighters get tested 365, but I'm guessing when you're fighting, you get tested more than normal just because you're fighting an opponent. So they're going to really make sure you're clean. Right? It's random, but it's still more consistent probably. Now, that being said, Luis Ortiz, he's just not consistent enough, especially last minute, to just pop in and fight Anthony Joshua because he's not dependable. Plus, he doesn't have that much time to prepare anyway. So that's why Luis Ortiz is not a good fit for Anthony Joshua at this point in his career, because Luis Ortiz is just not consistent. Now, if this is a fight that Anthony Joshua signed another time, like after this fight, then that'd be more plausible just because there's so much time in between that if Luis Ortiz did pop dirty, they can replace him. But at this point in the fight, there's not enough time. And Luis Ortiz, we don't know if he's clean or not. We just don't know. When you pop dirty, you gotta question everything. You gotta question everything. You can't just assume this guy's clean because we don't know that. We don't know that. And the pressure can get to Luis Ortiz. Maybe he can be clean for a little bit and pop dirty. The excuses with the people who pop for peds, they're all basically synonymous, man. They always talk about how they didn't know what they ate, or it was an inhaler, or it was prescription, or the list goes on and on with the excuses, man. So, Luis Ortiz fighting the biggest fight of his career and fighting Anthony Joshua, he could easily just decide he doesn't want to do it the right way. He just wants to take shortcuts because with 6 weeks for a training camp, less than 6 weeks really, because you got to weigh in and you got to, wind down. That's not that much time to fight for the biggest fight in your career. This is not a lot of time. So that being said, man, that's the reason why Luis Ortiz is a bad choice. Pop dirty too many times. It's not enough time for Luis Ortiz to prepare, and it's too high profile of a fight for Luis Ortiz. I think the magnitude of this fight will overwhelm him, and maybe he might pop dirty again. That's just my opinion, man. Looking back at his career, he popped dirty for too many fights, too many high profile fights for me to think he's just gonna be clean for the biggest fight of his career. I don't know. Suspect. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. Geoboxing Empire. Peace. Empire.